guys, welcome back to Makeup and Mindset. So we've been going deep these past few episodes, right? Patterns, thinking, stories we tell ourselves. And today I want to give you the thread that ties all of it together, because there's one shift, one principle that once you understand it changes how you move through everything. And it's this: what you're aware of, you control. What you're not aware of controls you. Let me say that again for the people in the back. What you are aware of, you control. What you are not aware of controls you. So let me show you how this actually looks in real life. Think about a woman who keeps ending up in the same kind of relationship. Different man, same dynamic. She's frustrated. She says she wants something different. But something keeps pulling her back to the same pattern. And from the outside, it looks like a choice. But from the inside, she cannot see what she's doing because the pattern lives in her blind spot. And what lives in your blind spot runs your life without your permission. Cute. This is what happens when awareness is missing. Not bad luck, not bad taste, a blind spot. If this is hitting home right now, drop a heart in the comments. I want to know I am not talking to myself out here. Now, here's what awareness actually is, because I don't want you to confuse it with self-criticism. Awareness is not standing over yourself with a magnifying glass, judging every flaw. Awareness is simply noticing. Noticing what you feel before you react. Noticing what you reach for when you're uncomfortable. Noticing the thought that shows up right before you self-sabotage. Right? Noticing the moment you start to shrink before you fully disappear. That noticing is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself. Because the moment you see it, it no longer has full control over you. So let me make this practical. There are 3 areas I want you to start paying attention to. The first one is your emotional triggers. The next time something upsets you more than the moment seems to call for, get curious instead of reactive. Ask yourself, what is this really about? What does this remind me of? Because your triggers are always pointing to something deeper. The second one is your patterns in relationships, not just romantic ones, friendships, family, work, right? Where do you consistently feel unseen? Where do you consistently give more than you receive? Don't judge me here. Where do you go quiet when you should speak up? Those are not coincidences. Those are patterns asking to be seen. The third one is your self-talk. What do you say to yourself when something goes wrong? What is the first thought you have when you look in the mirror? What do you tell yourself about what you deserve? Because that inner voice is either building you or quietly tearing you down. Real talk. And you cannot change a voice you have never stopped to listen to. Have you ever caught yourself in one of these 3 patterns? Which one hits closest to home for you right now? Drop it in the comments. One word's enough. And here's the beautiful thing. About all of this. Awareness does not require you to be perfect. It does not require you to have everything figured out. It just requires you to be honest. Honest enough to see what is actually happening. Honest enough to stop explaining it away. Honest enough to say, I noticed this and I want something different. That's where your power begins. Not in the fixing, in the seeing. So this week, I want you to do one thing. Pick one area of your life where something keeps repeating. And instead of trying to fix it, just watch it. Watch when it shows up. Watch what triggers it. Watch what you do right before it takes over. Just observe. Because you cannot change what you refuse to see. And everything you are aware of, you have the power to change. If this episode gave you something to think about, tell me in the comments. What is one thing you are now ready to see clearly? I read every single one. And that's how you come back home to yourself. I have new episodes dropping every Tuesday and Friday, so follow so you never miss one. And everything I used in today's look is included and linked in today's bio. I'll see you in the next one, sis.